Parts are starting to trickle in. Let's check them out. As you can see, we got some boxes from Krawler Off-Road. What we have here is the Krawler X Factor Pro No Limits suspension kit. This is a 3.5-inch lift. This is just part of it. This is not everything, but it is a 3.5-inch lift for the Jeep JLU. The reason I went with Krawler, in a very saturated market of the Jeep world, where there's hundreds and hundreds of brands that make suspension lift kits and parts and accessories, I went with Krawler because I trust it. I ran their long arm kit on my 2005 TJ that I had previously. Put that Jeep through a whole lot of stuff, and it did fantastic. I've never had an issue with anything related to the suspension, at least for Krawler's sake. Did rip off a few lower shock mount brackets and things like that, but that has nothing to do with Krawler. That's all on line choice on my part. So as you can see, I've opened a few of the boxes. I just kind of want to show you a little bit of the parts that come in this kit. I'm actually very surprised at how beefy these aluminum control arms are. So we will take a look, open a few of these boxes, and just kind of see what you could expect if you were to buy this. So I'll push some of these to the side. And what we'll start with here is the Krawler rear upper arms, part number RK08311. These are, like I said, the upper control arms. These will be the smallest diameter arms that go on the suspension. But still, even at that, like I said, they are aluminum links and straight out of the packaging. So what you get here is a Krawler aluminum arm with two different ends. You get one joint that is their Krawler end, which I might be strong enough. It is freezing cold out here. It's about 20 degrees. And then the other series, you get their Adventure end. Their Adventure joints are not greasable. They're maintenance free besides rebuilding. And their Krawler ends come with grease fittings so that you can always be greased and maintained. I am overkill when it comes to grease. I spend a lot of time here on the East Coast in water. It's not recommended. I haven't seen it, but I'll always use marine rated grease whenever I grease these joints. I just try to keep them as maintained as I possibly can. Again, everything's rebuildable. Everything can be purchased if it becomes necessary, but I've had great luck with them, and again, that's the reason I chose this. Next, we will take a look at the lower arms. Now these are straight beefy. These arms are heavy duty. They are stout. They are just massive. They give you the size specs whenever you're ordering something, which you always read, you always look at, but until it shows up in your hands, you'll never really grasp it. But these are just massive. I mean, these arms are just beefy as can be. I'll put the upper arm here next to it just so you can see the difference. It's just insane difference between those arms. I am kind of curious, just for looks sake, not that looks matter too much to me, what this is going to clash with my Stingray Gray Jeep. I am going to end up with a whole lot of aluminum parts on it. I plan to run the R-Tech front and rear bumper with their aluminum skid plates, R-Tech skid plate that's completely aluminum, and some wheels that I haven't decided 100% yet, but I think I'm going to run with this look on most of the Jeep for the accessories. I don't know how it's going to go with that darker gray, but hey, we're going to find out. I don't see many Jeeps like it. Oh, and the steering. The steering will also match. So we'll see what that comes out as, and if I don't like it, we can always get it powder coated. So up next, we will look at the rear track bar. I haven't opened the rear track bar yet. It came in a day later than the rest of this. So here's the rear track bar. As you can see, it's not aluminum, which doesn't matter. It's a track bar. It shouldn't be making a lot of contact, shouldn't be worried about bending and breaking. And if you're wheeling your Jeep that hard, I really hope you've already done a custom triangulated 4-link or 3-link. Like I said, this is for the rear though. Not all of the boxes that come in. I'm still missing shocks and the front truck bar mount. But like I said, this is beef. It's reinforced, got great welds, adjustable joint on the other side. I've, like I said, never had any issues with any rock crawler products before. Up next, we'll go to this box here. This box it's a kit box. This is kind of miscellaneous stuff to help with the lift kit. I don't know every part in here exactly. We'll just kind of take a look at them and see what we got going on. Comes with plenty of spring retainers, pockets, buckets, whatever you want to call them. It's where the spring sit in. And then the most important part of any purchase, I don't care what brand, I don't care what it's for. If a company does not do this, they should start. It's highly recommended. Stickers. Always include stickers. The more, the better. I've even had companies include stickers and candy. Props to you all, you know who you are, you go above and beyond. People appreciate the little things more than you'll ever know. But like I said, this is just a little accessory kit. Well, not really accessories, this is all needed. We got links, sway bar end links, front and rear. I do have a Rubicon model, so I do have that as of right now. I have the optional sway bar disconnect. That will be going away later when I do the front bumper because it will be a frame chop bumper. So Rock Jock, hopefully aluminum arms for their sway bars for front and rear will be coming at some point. That's when money allows. This stuff is not cheap, as everyone that's watching this knows, so it will definitely be piece by piece. Up next, in the final box I have right now, we will look at the coil springs. Actually, I'm going to put all this stuff up out of the way first. So these are the front coil springs. As you can see, they are massive. These are the Rock Crawler series. I believe they consider true dual rate or triple rate, whatever they consider them. Have great articulation out of these, at least in the TJ. Like I said, this JL is a completely new world to me. It's a lot more electronics and a lot more going on. But this is the 3.5-inch coil spring for the front. It's got plenty of mass to it. The reason I went with a 3.5-inch is for adjustability. Rock Crawler makes 2.5-inch, 3.5-inch, and 4.5-inch coil springs. And that depends on your setup. If you're doing a rear spare tire delete, if you're doing a rear seat delete, you know, you could always drop that rear spring to adjust for the weight so the Jeep sits level. And vice versa, if you're somebody that has a overland tent and a bunch of stuff in the back of it, you can go with the 4.5-inch spring to make it level to counteract that weight. So 3.5 inches is a great middle ground if you plan on doing some extensive modifications either way, whether you're deleting things for rock crawling or adding things for overlanding, you can go either route. So a little bit about the Jeep is a 2019 Jeep Wrangler JLU Rubicon. It has a 2.0 liter 4-cylinder turbo with the e-torque, unfortunately. I personally did not do my due diligence when I purchased it, and hey, that's on me. We purchased it with 88,000 miles. It now sits around 128 to 130,000. Haven't had any issues in it. Love this Jeep, does great. My wife daily drives it currently, and we have had no problems out of it. The biggest holdup, it's actually two things. One, I would love to make a video with this in stock form. I've got access to a skid steer, so I want to get it articulated, get some measurements in stock form with the 35-inch tires, and see just get some numbers to compare to after this lift is done. Seen plenty of people do the short showing before they install it, but I kind of want to make it its own video so you can kind of see what a stock Jeep is articulating at. The second thing that's going to hold this up is maintenance. Like I said, this is the 2-liter with e-torque. They are known to make some crazy noises being direct injected. Mine is, I believe, due for a timing chain, as you may hear. Not sure how well you can hear that, but it's got some chatter. I believe the temp screws are pretty worn out, maybe the chain's even loose. So it will be going in here in the next week or so to get all that work done, which of course costs some money that I really don't want to spend, but hey, it's part of it. So gonna get some maintenance done on the Jeep, try to get another video out with some measurements, some articulation, some cool shots. Yeah, and get ready to start putting this thing together. If you made it this far in the video, I want to say thank you. This is the first video I've ever made with intent and purpose. I'm really excited to get this Jeep built and take it off-road, and I have some adventures with my wife and my dogs. Really looking forward. Again, I just want to say thank you. Like, comment, dislike, subscribe it. One thing I do want to do is thank you with purpose, not just say thank you. So the first person to comment just the number, don't have to say any words, just the number of times I said in this video, and you have a Jeep JLU Rubicon, I will mail you these Moto-Built fender chop kits. It comes with the extra lights, the bolts, hardware, everything. I may even have a Moto-Built sticker as well, free of charge. Just comment the number of how many times I said which is way too many, and we'll get connected and I will mail these to you for free. Again, thank you. And if you made it to the end and you have a Jeep JLU Rubicon, it may fit the Gladiator Rubicons. I'm not sure. I do know it has to be a Rubicon. And you guess correctly or count correctly, this fender chop kit is yours free of charge, and I'll mail it to you. Thank you for watching.